there's a quiet pain that almost nobody talks about. It's the pain of watching someone less gifted than you slowly move ahead in life, while you stay exactly where you are. It's the late-night question that creeps into your mind when the room is silent and your phone is face down. Why am I not further by now? Why does it feel like I have potential, but no proof? If you have ever felt that, this story is already about you. Most people grow up believing talent is everything. We are told early on who is smart, who is creative, who is special. Teachers point it out. Friends repeat it. Family builds expectations around it. And somewhere along the way, talent becomes a kind of identity. You start thinking, I have it, so one day it will all work out. But life doesn't move on potential. Life moves on behavior. And that's where most people quietly lose. Consistency is not exciting. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't feel powerful in the beginning. In fact, it often feels boring, uncomfortable, even pointless. Talent feels good instantly. Consistency feels useless for a long time until suddenly it is. Think about how many dreams die not because people weren't capable, but because they stopped showing up. They waited for motivation. They waited for the right mood. They waited for confidence. But confidence never comes before action. It comes after repetition. There's a story that almost never gets told. Two people start at the same time. One is clearly talented. Things come easy to them. Praise follows them. Results show up fast. The other struggles. Everything feels slow. Mistakes happen constantly. No one claps. No one notices. If you pause the story early, you'd bet on the talented one every time. But life doesn't end early. It keeps going. The talented person begins to rely on how easy things feel. When progress slows, they feel confused. When results don't come instantly, they question themselves. They take breaks. They get distracted. They start protecting their identity instead of doing the work. The consistent person doesn't have that luxury. They never expected it to be easy, so they show up again, and again, and again, even when it feels pointless. Especially when it feels pointless. I once knew someone like this. He wasn't the best in the room, not in school, not in skills, not in confidence. But every single day, without drama, he worked on the same thing. A little writing. A little practice. A little learning. No big speeches about dreams. No sudden breakthroughs, just quiet effort. Years passed. Slowly, almost invisibly, he became dangerous. Not loud, not flashy, just solid. While others burned bright and disappeared, he stayed. And one day, people started calling him talented. They never saw the years before that word made sense. Consistency changes your brain before it changes your results. Each time you show up, even when you don't feel like it, you send yourself a message. I am someone who keeps going. Over time, that message becomes belief, and belief becomes identity. You stop asking, should I do this today? You just do it. That's power. Talent without consistency creates fragile confidence. It only survives when things go well. The moment resistance appears, it breaks. Consistency builds unshakable confidence because it's based on evidence. You know you can continue because you always have. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people don't lose because they are bad. They lose because they stop. They stop when it gets slow. They stop when nobody is watching. They stop when the results don't match their effort yet. They stop right before the curve bends upward. Consistency is unfair in the best way. It rewards the patient. It rewards the stubborn. It rewards the ones who are willing to look average for a long time. And that scares people because it means there are no excuses left. No talent to hide behind. No waiting for the perfect moment. Just a choice, repeated daily. Ask yourself this honestly. If you did the same small thing every day for the next year, without quitting, without negotiating with your mood, who would you become? Not next week. Not next month. 1 year. Most people never find out because they quit too early. You don't need more motivation. You don't need more talent. You don't need to feel ready. You need to decide that showing up is non-negotiable, even on bad days, especially on bad days. Because those days are the ones that separate people who talk from people who transform. One day, if you stay consistent long enough, people will call you lucky. They will say you're gifted. They will say it came naturally, and only you will know the truth. that it wasn't talent that carried you there, it was the quiet decision to not stop.